we remove the valve. When you've taken this off the vehicle, you want to make sure, so this one came off, you can see that it's, sometimes they mark them, wrong mark. So this one came off the right front. You get the curve of the bead breaker right up against the rim. You come over, and if you step on the center pedal, it pulls the bead breaker in, breaks the bead. Give the tire a rotation, 180 degrees, roll it in, and break the bead all the way around. We're going to flip it so we do both sides of the tire. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to bring it up, and we're going to clamp these on the inside of the rim. So we're going to put the large part of the rim down, over the top, and then we step on the left-hand pedal and let it up. Next thing we do is we take this tool, and on this end it has a little cup. What you're going to do is you can place it down in, and that's going to grab a hold of the bead, all right, when we get to it. Okay, I'm going to slide the arm over, and we have two adjustments. We have a locking handle, and we have a screw knob over here. You're going to bring it over, bring this down, and you'll have to adjust this screw until you get 1/4 of an inch right in here, so that's not touching the rim. Okay? Then once you get it down, you lock the handle. All right, back to our bead tool. Take the cup, put it in this notch here. Push the tire down, and then you're going to slide the bead tool in, and you're going to pull it up. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the tire. You might have to turn the green switch on the back to turn on the power to the machine. Then we're going to come over and we're going to rotate using the right-hand foot pedal. And we're going to go slowly. And it pulls the bead. Next, pull the tire down over the front, take the same groove, put it in the slot, reach all the way down, and pull up. And if you were to look underneath, you're going to see how the bead tool is catching the bead. Lift it up. And give it a spin. This is what is holding the tire to the rim. This is where it lines up on the rim, is this area here, this raised section. This is called the dropout, and you can see that it's lower than where the bead sits. What we need to do is we make sure that this area is clean. And I just give it a quick brush. And I want to make sure that there's no rust or obvious materials that are sticking to the tire that are going to keep it from sealing. So I do the top and the bottom. I made sure that I've got rotation in the right direction. Okay, rotation, front right, rotating there. Okay, I'm going to lube the bead. So I'm going to take the brush, I'm going to put some bead lube on here. This is important because what we're trying to do is stretch the bead, which is smaller than the diameter of the rim, onto a rim. Bring the arm over. It's already been preset because you've made your adjustments to take the tire off. You're going to take the lower bead. You're going to put it onto this section of the tire head. So I want to pull the bead up onto this section and pull the tire around. Now we're going to step on the right-hand pedal again, and we're going to slowly bring it around. Now you can do it in small steps, starting and stopping, until it pops on. Because we have to make sure that this bead stays down in the dropout. If it rides up on top where it seals, then what you're going to do is tear out the bead. So take our fingers, hold them in tight. You can push down on this side of the tire, turn it a bit, keep pushing down to make sure that the bead is in the drop out and twist around. Pops on. We're just going to slide the arm back over. Okay, lift it up a bit and just bring it over the tire. You're going to take the inflation hose. It's got a little clip. Pinch the clip. Push it on to the valve. Let it go. Okay, down on the bottom here we have our air pedal. If I push down once, air just comes through here. If I push through twice, it sends air through these jets on the bottom to try to inflate the tire to help set the bead. So what I can do here is, because air is coming out, I'm just going to lift up on the tire a bit. All right, so you can hear when the air starts to go in. This is our pressure gauge. As you're filling up, the gauge is going to come all the way around. When you hear the pops, you know the bead's set. Stop what you're doing. Take the hose off. Get your tire tool again. And the valve stem that you put in your pocket. And then just screw it in tight. Take the hose now. Hook it back up. And we're going to fill it up to 30 psi. So we're putting a little bit of air in. Now, when I let my foot off, the needle is now staying at the pressure that's inside the tire. So we're going to inflate this one to 30. So I'm going to go a bit until it does its little gig one more time. It's going to bounce and stop. There it goes. So I've got 35. So I've got a little more in there than I want. What I can do is I come over to this toggle switch here, and it says manual tire bleed. If I just push that, that bleeds tire air out of the tire until we're at 30. Slide the arm out of the way. Let the arms go, and your tire is on. Take the lube, put a little bit on the valve stem. Make sure you don't see any bubbles. Do the same thing. Go around the bead with a little bit of the bead sealer, and if you see any bubbles, you know that you've got a leak and you'll have to redo it.